All right, Christmas has come early for me. Just kidding, this is just a order for a bunch of stuff that I can't wait to utilize. Okay. I've been so surprised at the ability of some media lately in combination with, some pre-existing media that we've been using. And one of the things is the holographic printable vinyl sticker paper. Okay, now I've been using this, but I had to order some more. I sent out a bunch of this type of paper to the people that purchased a set after these latest stamp wars because I want them to have a chance to utilize this type of paper in combination with some of the silver foil to do a mirror card. I think that's going to be really fun. So really fun stuff. And of course, the super dynamic holographic printable vinyl sticker paper Starry. And this is the upgraded formula. I don't know what the difference between the upgraded formula is and the pre-existing one that came before this, okay? I'm guessing that has to do with the compatibility with inkjet printer types of ink because, the main thing about these types of papers is that they work with certain types of printers, and I think it was the inkjet, okay? So I needed more of this. I went through a lot of this. This only comes in 10 sheets right here. So, I did some tests on, like half sheets like this, and I went through, I don't know, several sheets of this already. Using it in combination with, let's see, I don't know if I have a finished piece right here, but colored pencils. For me, this shockingly is my favorite surface to utilize colored pencils on, but you don't do it directly onto the paper, but you use some Brilliance white pigment ink, specifically Brilliance. I think it's the only one that's going to stick to this and dry. There might be other types that will dry on here, but I don't know if you can spread them around like the stays-on ones. I think that would dry too fast, where you can't really get a good coating of it down because, you go like that and it's like dried. And the other ones are the oil-based types of pigment inks, like your Hero Arts and basically all other types of pigment inks, as far as I know, are oil-based, where the Brilliants are a water-based type of pigment ink that's designed to dry on here. So just really amazing stuff. And it's because colored pencils are really mellow looking, and it just, for me, it complements this type of really super kind of explosive, very loud, visual textures on here. Okay. Now, I didn't use the colored pencils on this one, but you can see other videos where I've used that. Okay, now let's see. Because I had such a great time kind of utilizing these ones, I ordered some different types of papers. So I'm going with the printable white film here, okay? Tear-proof, waterproof, durable, okay? These are printable films, so it's not going to be like a cardstock, okay? So I thought maybe we can do some different types of things on here than what I normally would try, okay? And like I said, I don't know, I've been kind of surprised at the whole vinyl photo paper experience here, especially because it seems to work a lot different than, our previous types of inkjet printer papers. These just, I don't know, these ones of old are like, I don't know, just a completely different formula or something like this. But this and this type of thing, I don't know, I think they have different surfaces on them. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to using some of these types of things here. And for my preliminary tests, and I haven't used it a lot. I've been doing it for like 2 weeks. I think that these types of things potentially could be better than working on a piece of cardstock equivalent. So this one's the semi-gloss. Is this one better, easier, more compatible with different types of media? I don't know. Um, but it certainly is a good thing to try out because sometimes, especially in other countries, these types of papers might be easier to find than like a semi-gloss or a glossy cardstock. So I don't know. We always want options, especially where things can't be found. All right, so let me see here. What is this one right here? I don't know. Let's see. 10 sheets, printable on Canon and HP printers. That's interesting, huh? That it's just like a specific print. I'm not using it for that at all, though, okay? So I'm using these types of things for different surfaces. Okay. Oh, yeah! Check this one out here. Inkjet polyester canvas. I never would have checked something like this out, but being that I've been surprised at every step of the way with some of these surfaces and usability with rubber stamps, I don't know. I never would have thought something like this would be good to stamp on, so I thought this one sounded interesting. And it was also something that I was looking at someone's scene online, and it just looked like a painting to me. And I thought it would be interesting if they could print, like take a photograph and then print it out on their, if they have a printer, like an inkjet printer, and print it out like on a canvas. So I don't know. Something like this might be interesting. I don't know if we're working directly on it, but I don't know. This feels like a piece of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like I guess it is what it is. It's a polyester canvas. So you know what this feels like? It feels like, those kind of sheets that you put down in your drawers or on your shelves, to put your plates on and things like that. So it's not going on just the bare wood. That's what this feels like to me. Now, of course, it's not going to be like that. It's going to, have some sort of, probably some sort of emulsion coating on it that it's going to accept the inks that you're printing on here. But that's what it feels like to me. And if I was to describe it, I don't know if I can show you the texture on here, but it looks like, canvas. It feels like, and it looks like it looks like there's a top and bottom to it. So if you ever get this to utilize with your printer, I would pay attention to, I don't know if there are instructions on here. There seems to be one side that's a little bit more textured and one side that's smoother. I'm guessing the textured side is the one that you want to print on to make it look, like canvas. So, I don't know. Interesting. I'll try doing some stuff directly on here. I don't know what, and I don't know what media yet. But I think, one of the things that we can do too is if that doesn't work, or if it doesn't work well, what we do is we can take something like this, say, for example, a scene or whatever scene, take a photograph of it, and I don't know, you can play around with it in Photoshop or something like that, just so you get a nice crisp image. But then you take something like this and then you print it on this. So it looks like your stamped scene has been painted or created on canvas. So wouldn't that be kind of exciting for certain types of scenes? And if we could do something like that, one of the things that I've always kind of not liked about the media that we utilize in stamping, okay, is that if you put it on display, dye-based inks, most of them, mementos are supposed to be fade resistant, but most inks out there, bright colors, media that we utilize out there, it's not light fast. So if you have it up on a wall in a brightly lit room, it's going to fade, and it's going to fade fairly quickly. Alcohol markers, dye-based pens, etc., they're going to fade out. But if you can take something like this, the ones that you like that are most favorite or something like that, you take a photograph of it. I say take a photograph of it these days, but a lot of people don't have scanners these days. But you can take a photograph of it, you can crop it out or something like that, and then you can print it on something like this. And you can just print it out on regular, photo paper, glossy photo paper or something like that. But I don't know if you're doing something like that, it might be kind of interesting to have it printed out on canvas like this, and then you can frame it off. You can frame it with a piece of glass over the top of it, but you can also, like a regular painting, frame it off in exposed, or you can put it around like stretcher bars somehow. If you guys know how to do something like that, you can mount it on something where it's wrapped around it, where it looks like a painting like that. Sometimes you see these canvas prints that you can buy when you're ordering prints. 5x7, 8x10, whatever. But sometimes these services have canvas things, so they stretch it around the sides like that. And that would be kind of interesting in terms of a presentation for your pieces like this. And then you can also print them at whatever size you want if you're doing something like that. So I don't know, an interesting option for us. And I don't know, gosh. Like I said, I don't know if we can stamp directly on here. It might be this type of surface right here too, with that whatever coating it has on there, which I'm guessing could be something similar to, the other types of just plain vinyl like this. I'm guessing if it's the same formula that's on here as on here, but just textured, I'm guessing certain things would work fairly well. So anyways, a lot of things to experiment with. I have my plate full of things to experiment with in terms of like all the different combinations on these types of surfaces, but I'm open to it these days where I didn't used to be. It was all cardstock, a lot of glossy cardstock, a lot of semi-gloss, using colored pencils like this and everything like that. Now I don't know, for me it's been really fun, and to see some different types of things. You always want to see kind of, some interesting things kind of developing right before your eyes, especially if they work. But even if certain things don't work, then you'll know more than you did going into that thing. And anytime you learn something new, be it compatibility or incompatibility, it's always a good thing, because you always want to expand your knowledge base. So I would always really recommend trying things out and experimenting and finding out things and new types of things. A lot of things haven't been explored at all in rubber stamping before too. So I don't know, you could be the first out there stamping on surfaces, both conventional and unconventional, with whatever media you happen to have. Okay, so anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and can't wait to utilize some of these new types of things.